Okay, let's talk about question 8. Question 8 is manual tracing. So in each part, we will be given several lines of code and we will track it manually and decide what will be the output. All right, let's start with part A. So it says spot an error in this program and then correct it. Let's see what this program does. So declaration of I and sum, two integers, no problem. I equals to 1, I is less than 1,000. Wow, that's a huge number. Then I will be doubled each time. Okay, so whenever the condition is satisfied, sum plus will be the i's value. All right, and then I will print the sum out. And looking at the program, I believe you already find the error, which is sum. The sum is not initialized. So you can do sum equals to 0. Yeah. So in this way, sum will not be random anymore. All right. So let's track the program. Okay. So initially I equals to 1. So we will check its condition. I is less than 1,000. No problem. We will enter here. So sum plus equals to 1. So sum will be 1. Okay. After the loop, the I will be doubled. Initially I is 1. Now I is 2. 2 still less than 1,000. Go in. Sum plus equals to 2. So plus 2. Okay. Then I will double itself. Times equal to 2 double itself. So I is 4. Still less than 1,000. So plus equals to 4. Plus 4 here. And then double itself is 8. Still less than 1,000. Go in again. Plus 8. As you can see the pattern here, as long as I is less than 1,000, the sum will be added with the value of I. So now it's 8, and then it's doubled, it's 16, still less than 1,000. Add the value of I to sum, 16. So as I mentioned, as long as I is less than 1,000, it will be added to the sum and doubled. So the next time plus 32, plus 64, and so on and so forth. 64 and so on and so forth until I is greater than 1,000. But before I turns greater than 1,000, the value should be 512. Okay, so let's imagine that until some step, I times itself, I is 512. So sum plus equals to 512. And then I double itself, I is 1024, which is larger than 1,000. So it won't pass here, so it won't go again. So this 512 will be the last time that the sum is added. Okay? Which means the output will be the sum of these integers from 1 to 52, which is 1023. All right. Okay, let's look at part B. So we have two integers. As long we have a while loop, as long as a times a is less than a plus b, we'll print the a and b's value, and and then after we print the value of these two, we will increment a by 1, increment b by 10. Okay, so in order to manually trace this program, what we care about is the a's value and the b's value. Whenever this expression is satisfied, return true, we will come in and then change the value. So how can we do that? All right, so basically we need a's value and b's value, and a times a and a plus b. All right, so let's trace it. Okay, so initially a is 0, sorry, a is 10, b is 100. So we come to the starting point of the loop, which a times a is less than 210. Okay, less than a plus b. So at the first time we go into the loop, we print them out. Okay, and then we will increment a by 1, we'll increment b by 10, which is here, sorry. Yeah, we'll increment a by 1, we'll increment b by 10. Okay? And then we come back to the beginning of the loop and compare the value. So a times a is 121, yeah, and then a plus b is 200 something. I don't know, we don't need to know how exactly it is. As long as it's greater than a times a, we go into the loop again and change the value of a and b. This time, add a by 1, add b by 10, and go back to the initial of the while loop. And then we will see a is 144, a plus b is still 200 something. Okay, we still go into the loop and change the value. Of course, we print the value out, right? And we'll change the value. So at this time, a will be 13, b will be 230. All right, and then we'll go to the initial again and compare a times a and a plus b. All right, of course it's still less than, so we enter the loop again and we print out the a and b value. We increase the a, now a is 14, we increase by 1, increase b by 10, and we go back to the first line of the loop of the condition here. We found that it's still less than, so we go in, print out, and then increase again, increase a by 1, increase b by 10. All right, we go back to the initial value again, a times a, 2 to 5, a plus b, this thing, still less than, so we still go in, print out the value, and then increase a by 1, increase b by 10. Okay, and then still less than, so what happens is we go into the loop again, and then a and b, we will say, okay, so a will increase to 17, and b will increase to 270. Okay, so the a times a will be 289, a plus b will be 287. Okay, so this time, okay, so after we have incremented the value, we come back to the initial, to the condition, and we find that it doesn't less than anymore, so it won't go in this loop. Okay, so it won't go in this loop. Of course, it won't print a equals to 17, it won't print b equals to 270. So up to this point, so this line will not be printed. All right, so the last time when a equals to 17, b equals to 260, it satisfies the condition, it goes into the loop, it gets prints out. That's no problem. But after they are incremented, they cannot satisfy this condition anymore, so no further thing will be output. All right, so in the end, the output is just something like this. Okay, so a equals to 10 all the way to 16. Similarly, b is this.